Right, hello from North Tyrone. Today I'm going to show you how to put this machine back together. I've dismantled it earlier to diagnose the fault. It's a Makita DGA452 entry level cordless grinder. To describe the fault, if you can see there, I was trying to salvage this item. This plastic item is called the end bell. There's the new one. I was trying to salvage that, but it's unsalvageable. To put new brushes on it because it's had a bit of heating up. This housing's melted, and you can actually see a wee bit of burning in the wire there too. It goes into the switch, but that's part of the end bell. So replacing the end bell should help that. The brushes melt. The housing melted. The brushes then jam and stick and don't do their job. This was going, but not well. It's surprised it was going at all, but I'm going to replace the new end bell, and that's the new brushes. If you're interested in fixing this yourself, you can take note of those numbers. These are original Makita parts, so original Makita part numbers. Also, there's these two caps that screw on there. One of them is broke, so I had to get them also. You can get them. I've actually bought them with. Sometimes the brushes come without them, but I bought them with the brushes, so that's handy. So we'll just get into this here now. A slightly different angle here. It pulls straight out of there. You can see where the brushes were. And you see these two wires, one of them which is badly melted. They come out like that there. So, that's a new end bell that I showed you earlier. So it was in like that. So this one would be upside down. It was in like that. In order to get this in correct, I have to put it in like that, yeah. So it goes on like that there. See the red wires at the top there? And that. You can see that there. Made me very clear. There's a couple of. This is for those to go on. So put those on first. You can see that there. It's right there here. That's the black wire going in there. He said. That took a bit of persuasion. I push the two wires on there. The black one goes there, the red one goes there. They're positioned now. And the end bell. Right. Something like that some way. No, stand upside down. There it is there. That's the way it goes on there. Those wires would probably be better and here out of the way. Okay, what you do then is we'll put that aside for a while. So hold that over so you can see it. Put this part on. That's the armature. I haven't had to replace this time, but if you do, you have to beat this mechanism off. It's just a straight pin up here. It goes onto that spline drive. But I've got away with this. I think I can get away with doing this time, just the brushes and the housing. So that goes on like that. Seats on down there. That's in the right position because somebody's marked these tools here, so the black marks are in there somewhere. That's down into position. We'll have to reposition that later, but that's an interest to getting the brushes and all fitted. That helps us this time. And I think, if I'm right, we can put the actual grinder together first before fitting the brushes. We can fit the brushes from the outside when we're all assembled. We have this all positioned. Yeah, like it is. So what I'll do is put the housing on like this. In order to get the housing on, let's let you slide this up a little bit here. Even though it's been well positioned there. It's not what we want to happen, but anyway, that's what we do. Anyway, again, position this. That's slotted in quite nice there. If you position all that properly, make sure it's all lined up with what it's supposed to be lined up with. You can see that's been very helpful because the marks where he's marked these tools line up there. And if you're dismantling that, it could be a wee good trick to put a wee mark where you've what way the housing goes around, you know. This part's quite fiddly. The bottom's lined up. There's just something holding me back here. There's no easy way to tell you what way to line things up, but it was actually, this was the problem. It's there's a wee slot on the opposite side of this. It's like a slot that recesses into. So that was holding me up from that. But you just have to mess about with it, and this can be really the bane of putting this thing back together again. But it's not too bad as long as you take your time and do it, you know. Sometimes you have to take it apart and see what's keeping you out. It could be a wee bit of dirt, could be anything. So this has been blew out by a compressor, so there shouldn't be too much debris, you know. Available. Hold it up. Anyway, with a lot of messing around, get all the seams. They're all uniform there. The switch seems to work, and I haven't the screws in this yet. But you see, this gentleman has a mark on it where he's put his name, and that helps me line up because that's where the part of this housing goes. So that's all fairly good. There seems to be 7 screws. These 5 go on the side, and these 4 are longer, and they hold this housing onto the top. But anyway, we'll put these 5 screws on. There's nothing fancy about the screwdriver you need for this. Say what you like about Makita, but they make it really handy. I'm using a flat one, but you can use a flat or a star, and these are the way they're designed. So just screw them in. It's all very easy. I like working at this model of grinder because she's very basic in her construction. Like I say, the problem of this melting, she doesn't do a whole lot more damage. Just once that melts, it stops working properly and people just stop using it. And that's caused by a bit of overheating, giving her too much work for what she's built for. They're very basic grinder for very light work, but it makes them cost effective to fix. Now at this stage, I recommend you would cut the brushes. Brand new caps as well. I'll show you these brushes here. Anyway, that's the brushes. That's the new caps. Screw on top of them. So brush goes on like that. And if you look closely there, this top here, there's a spot for it to go onto. Goes on like that there. The wee little hold it in place. It should sit down its own anyway, but see, I'll try the other one, see if it sits down better to give you a better example. They're both the same anyway. They're not sided. That one's sitting down better. Might have to give them a wee pull with the pliers to get them sit right. And you screw that on then. Again, they're on a wee screwdriver. It's a plastic thing, so you don't need to over tighten it, just tighten it up gently. Got there. Do the same on the other side. That sat down better than that. Explain why, I don't know. Anyway, there it is. And you screw that on. Say again, nice and gently. Don't need to over tighten. These are the things that go over the top of the caps. The other caps, I've got to reuse them again because there's nothing wrong with them. So just stick those on like that. Right, the next stage, which looks more exciting than it is, or dangerous than this, it's just straightforward. Again, you can see all lines up there. There's only 4 screws. Again, they're just a bit longer, the same type of screws, just a bit longer. The ordinary screwdriver like that will screw them in. Just showing you where they all go. Just screw number 3 for the front housing. Screw number 4. You can take this housing off. You slacken it up, take the blade off, you can do all that, but I thought I just could get around it by slackening that and moving it out of the way. So it saved time, you know. Tighten this housing as well when I'm at it. So that is the DGA452 fully assembled now. I'll just show you some of these old parts. They call that the end bell. Here's part of one of the brushes. Part of the lower brushes on there. That's the both caps, the old caps. One was broken and that was causing the problem. So now she's fully assembled, you can see. Slide in a battery, see if it goes. This is always the moment of truth. See when I put in the battery, the wee lights flash on the side. That's it. I'm not going to get all the dust. I see a wee bit of dust flying out of it. I'll be pretty happy with that now. It took about £20 worth of parts to fix that, and about 20 minutes of time, as you've seen. So well worth the effort.